My fiance's mom said, only gold diggers refuse prenups. So I wrote one that left his son with nothing. Donovan proposed on a Tuesday at Olive Garden. His mother, Patricia, was there filming on her phone. Before I could answer, she was posting to Facebook with, my baby boy is growing up. I said yes because I loved him, and figured his mother would back off. She didn't. Patricia inserted herself into every wedding decision. She vetoed my dress, my flowers, my guest list. When I suggested keeping it small, she laughed. This is a family celebration, not your little fantasy. She invited 200 people I'd never met. Distant cousins, her book club, her dentist. Then came the prenup conversation. Donovan's father left him very comfortable. Patricia announced over brunch, we need to protect our assets from opportunistic women. She stared directly at me while sipping her mimosa. I was a software engineer making $140K. Donovan was a gym trainer making $38K. I owned my condo. He lived in his mother's guest house. But sure, I was the gold digger. I am happy to sign a prenup, I said calmly. Patricia's face lit up. But my attorney reviews it first. Her lawyer sent a 47-page document that would have made a serf jealous. Everything Donovan owned stayed his. Everything I owned became marital property. If we divorced, I got nothing. But if he divorced me, he could claim half of everything I'd earned. I spent 3 weeks with my attorney Regina crafting our own prenup. All premarital assets remained separate. All inheritances stayed with the recipient. But here's the clause that would detonate Patricia's world. Any inheritance conditional upon marriage status became nullified upon that condition's implementation. Patricia had a $4.2 million trust for Donovan, accessible only when he married the right woman. My version meant if she weaponized that inheritance, it would evaporate. We presented our prenup at Sunday dinner. Patricia read 3 pages before throwing it across the room. This is absurd. You're trying to steal from my son. Donovan asked me to reconsider. Mom just wants what's best for us. Sign mine or sign hers, I said. But we're signing something. He signed hers. I called off the wedding 3 days later. The deposits were lost. Patricia's 200 guests got cancellation notices. Donovan moved back to his mother's house, probably crying into his protein shakes. 2 months later, Donovan's uncle Randall died unexpectedly. Randall was the family rebel who married for love. His will left his $6.8 million estate to Donovan with one condition. It could only be claimed if Donovan was married to someone Randall had personally approved of. Randall had loved me. He'd told Donovan I was the best thing that ever happened to him. He'd pulled me aside at Christmas and said, don't let Patricia ruin what you two have. The will specified my name. My phone rang at 11:47 p.m. Patricia's number. I let it go to voicemail. Then Donovan called. Then Patricia again. Texts flooded in. Emails with subject lines like please reconsider and family emergency. I didn't respond. Until Patricia showed up at my office. She looked smaller, her confidence replaced by desperation. We need to talk, she said. For once, she wasn't commanding. She was begging. I invited her to sit. She didn't. Randall's will, she started, voice shaking. It's not fair. He's punishing Donovan for my mistakes. Interesting way to frame it. Please, she whispered. Just marry him. 6 months. We'll make it worth your while. Name your price. I let the silence stretch, watched her squirm. Then I pulled my own document from my desk drawer. Actually, I said, I've been working on something. Her face changed when she saw the heading, Conditional Marriage Agreement. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video, watch the rest down below. The document was 23 pages, single-spaced. Every clause I'd spent 2 months perfecting with Regina, while Patricia had been desperately trying to reach me. What is this? Patricia's voice cracked. It's the price, I said. You asked me to name it. Here it is. Her hands trembled as she turned pages. I watched her eyes widen as she read. The terms were simple. If I agreed to marry Donovan, allowing him to claim Randall's inheritance, Patricia would transfer full ownership of her primary residence to me, surrender all access to the $4.2 million trust she'd been dangling over Donovan's head, provide a written apology to be read at our wedding, attend mandatory family therapy for 1 year, have zero input on our marriage, children, or life decisions. Any violation of these terms would trigger a $500,000 penalty payable to me within 30 days. You can't be serious, she whispered. You said to name my price. That's my price. That's my home. I've lived there for 30 years. And I've worked for everything I have for 30 years. You called me a gold digger. Now you want me to help your son claim millions. This is what it costs. She sank into the chair she'd refused earlier. Her designer handbag slipped from her shoulder to the floor. She didn't pick it up. He'll never agree to this, she said. Then he loses the inheritance. He could contest the will. He could try. Randall's attorney assured me it's airtight. Randall was very specific about his wishes. He even included a video deposition explaining why he chose these terms. That was the detail that broke her. Randall had recorded himself 3 months before his death. He'd talked about watching Patricia destroy Donovan's previous relationships, how she'd sabotaged his engagement to a teacher named Victoria, how she'd driven away a paralegal named Whitney, how she'd manipulated Donovan's entire adult life because she couldn't let her baby boy go. I want to see my son, Patricia said. He's not here. Where is he? No idea. We broke up, remember? You got your way. She stood on shaking legs. I need time to think. You have 72 hours. After that, Randall's backup beneficiary receives everything. Who's the backup? I smiled. The animal shelter where Randall volunteered. They're already planning the new wing they'll build with his money. Patricia left without another word. Donovan called 30 minutes later. What did you do to my mother? She came to me, remember? She's crying. Actually crying. I've never seen her like this. Maybe she's realizing actions have consequences. This isn't you. You're not cruel. I'm not being cruel. I'm being clear. Your uncle left you money because he believed I was good for you. Your mother destroyed our relationship. Now she wants me to fix it so you can get that money. I'm simply stating my terms. She'd have to give up her house. Yes, that's her home. And she called me a gold digger while trying to steal mine. Should I have more sympathy for her than she had for me? Silence. Donovan, I loved you. I was ready to build a life with you. Your mother made that impossible. If she wants to fix it now, this is what it costs. If not, that's fine too. I'm doing great on my own. Can we meet? Just the two of us? Why? Because I miss you. Because I was an idiot. Because you were the best thing that ever happened to me and I let my mother ruin it. I thought about hanging up, about letting him sit in the mess his mother had created. Coffee, I said. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. That place on 5th Street where we used to go. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. He looked terrible. His gym rat physique hadn't changed, but his eyes were different. Hollow. Like he hadn't slept since the wedding cancellation. You've lost weight, I said. Haven't been eating much. He stirred his coffee without drinking it. I've been thinking about everything. About how it all fell apart. About how you chose your mother over me. I didn't choose her over you. You signed her prenup, Donovan. After reading mine, after seeing how unfair hers was, you chose her. He set down his spoon. You're right. I did. And I've regretted it every single day. That's nice. But regret doesn't change what happened. I know I don't deserve another chance. But Randall's will, it's like he knew. Like he was giving us a second chance. Randall was giving you a second chance. He was protecting his money from your mother's influence. I'm just the insurance policy he built into his plan. It's more than that. He loved you. He told me you were perfect for me. He was right. Donovan reached across the table. I didn't pull away, but I didn't reciprocate either. If we do this, he said, it won't be like before. I'll stand up to her. I'll protect you. You didn't before. I will now. I promise. Your promises don't mean much to me anymore. He flinched. Good. What do I have to do? He asked. What do I have to do to prove I've changed? Move out of your mother's house. Where would I go? Figure it out. You're 32 years old. Get an apartment. Sleep on a friend's couch. I don't care, but you don't get to live in her guest house and pretend you're independent. Okay, done. What else? Therapy. For yourself. Not couples therapy. Individual therapy to figure out why you let your mother control your life. I'll call someone today. And you need to understand something, Donovan. If we do this, if I agree to your mother's plan, this marriage is business. A transaction. Your mother gets to keep her precious son. You get your uncle's money. I get compensated for my time in trouble. His face fell. That's it? Just business? What did you expect? That I'd fall back in love with you because you finally grew a spine? That I'd forget how you betrayed me? No, you destroyed something beautiful, Donovan. You let your mother destroy it. If we do this, we're not recreating what we had. We're not playing house. This is a contract. Nothing more. He was quiet for a long time. If that's what it takes. If that's the only way I can prove to you that I've changed, then okay, it's a deal. You haven't even seen my full terms yet. I don't care. Whatever you and Regina wrote up, I'll sign it. All of it. Your mother has to agree first. She will. I'll make sure of it. How? Because if she doesn't, I lose everything. The inheritance, any chance with you, everything. She knows that. She'll agree because otherwise she loses me for good. I sipped my coffee. It had gone cold. You have 48 hours, I said. After that, the offer expires. We'll do it. I promise. Stop promising things, Donovan. Just do them. Patricia called that evening. Her voice was different, defeated. I'll sign your agreement, she said. But I need some modifications. No modifications. You sign what I wrote or there's no deal. Please. Just listen. The house was my husband's dream. He picked it out, designed the garden. It's all I have left of him. You have photographs. Memories. I'm sure you'll manage. Could I at least stay there for 6 months? To find a new place? To say goodbye? I considered it. Regina had advised building in some flexibility for negotiation. Make them think they won something. Fine. 6 months. But you pay rent. Market rate. And if you miss one payment, you're out immediately. Rent? In my own home? My home. That's the deal. She was silent for so long I thought she'd hung up. Okay. She finally whispered. Okay. And the apology. At the wedding. Full church. You read every word I wrote. No improvising. No adding your own spin. How many people will be there? I'm thinking 200. Maybe I'll invite your book club. Your dentist. All those people you invited to our first wedding without asking me. That's cruel. That's symmetry. Fine. I'll do it. I'll do all of it. Just please take care of him. I'm not your son's babysitter, Patricia. He's an adult. He can take care of himself. He loves you. He really does. He has a funny way of showing it. People make mistakes. You're making him pay for mine. No, I'm making you pay for yours. He's paying for his own. We scheduled the wedding for 3 weeks later. Small ceremony. Just witnesses required for Randall's will. No reception. No celebration. Just signatures and legal paperwork. Donovan moved into a studio apartment in a neighborhood his mother would have called transitional. He sent me photos of his new place. Proud of himself for assembling IKEA furniture. For living alone for the first time since college. I didn't respond to the photos. He tried calling every day. I answered once a week. Kept conversations brief. Professional. This feels wrong, he said during our final pre-wedding call. Treating this like a business deal. It is a business deal. But we're getting married. We're signing papers that allow you to claim an inheritance. Don't romanticize it. Do you hate me? I thought about it. Honest question deserving an honest answer. No, I said. I don't hate you. I don't feel much of anything for you anymore. That's worse than hate. His silence confirmed he understood. The wedding was on a Thursday afternoon at City Hall. Regina and her paralegal served as witnesses. Patricia sat in the front row wearing black like she was attending a funeral. Maybe she was. The officiant rushed through the ceremony. We'd paid for the basic package. 15 minutes. No music. No decorations. No pretending this was anything other than what it was. You may kiss the bride, the officiant said. Donovan leaned in. I turned my head. His lips brushed my cheek. Patricia's gasp echoed in the small room. After we signed the marriage license, we moved to Regina's office for the rest of the paperwork. Donovan signed his inheritance claim forms. Patricia signed the property transfer documents, her hands shaking so badly she could barely write her name. Then came the apology. Do I have to do this now? Patricia asked. The will said at the wedding. The wedding's over. The wedding continues until I say it's over, I said. Read. She unfolded the paper I'd handed her, cleared her throat. I apologize for interfering in my son's relationship. I apologize for calling you a gold digger when you earned everything you have through hard work. I apologize for trying to take your assets while protecting my sons. I apologize for making your engagement about me instead of about your happiness. I apologize for every boundary I crossed and every choice I tried to control. I was wrong, I was manipulative, and I lost something precious because I couldn't let my son make his own decisions. I hope someday you can forgive me, though I don't deserve it. Her voice broke on the last sentence, real tears running down her face. For a moment, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Thank you, I said. That's all. Patricia left without looking at her son, just gathered her purse and walked out with whatever dignity she had left. Donovan watched her go. She's devastated. Yes, you enjoyed that. Parts of it. This isn't who you are. You don't know who I am anymore, Donovan. You never really did. We went to separate homes that night. Of course we did. The marriage license was for legal purposes, nothing more. But Randall's estate attorney required one more thing, proof of cohabitation. You need to live together, Mr. Chen explained over the phone. At least partially. The will specifies a real marriage, not a sham. How much is partially? I asked. At minimum, you should share a residence on paper and be able to show evidence of an actual marriage, shared bills, joint accounts, photos of you together. Randall was very specific about avoiding fraud. Fine, he can move into my place. Both names on the lease? It's a condo. I own it. Then add him to the deed. Temporary modification that can be reversed after the inheritance is settled. I hated everything about this, but I'd come too far to fail now. Donovan moved into my guest room 3 days later. He brought one suitcase, his gym equipment, a box of protein powder. This is weird, he said, standing in my living room like a stranger. Yes. Should we have some ground rules? Don't touch my things. Don't reorganize my kitchen. Don't leave your gym clothes on the floor. Stay out of my room. We're roommates. That's all. Roommates who are married. Legally married. There's a difference. He nodded, set his suitcase in the guest room, closed the door. I poured myself wine and tried to remember why I'd thought this was a good idea. The money. That's why. The house. The compensation for what Patricia had put me through. The first week was awkward. We orbited each other like planets in separate solar systems. He left for the gym at 5 a.m. I left for work at 7 a.m. He came home at 3 p.m. I came home at 6 p.m. We ate dinner separately, watched TV in different rooms, communicated through notes on the refrigerator. Out of milk. D. Bought more, please replace what you use. Me. But Mr. Chen called again. I need evidence of a real marriage. Photos of you two together. Social media posts. Something showing this isn't just a legal arrangement. Why? The will doesn't specify romance. No, but it specifies authenticity. Randall's other beneficiaries are watching closely. They're looking for any excuse to contest this will. Don't give them ammunition. So we started the charade. Dinner together twice a week. Photos at restaurants. A joint Instagram account showing our married life. Donovan cooking breakfast. Me laughing at something he said. Both of us pretending we were building something real. The comments rolled in. You two are so cute. Relationship goals. So glad you worked things out. Patricia never commented, but I knew she watched. Every post. Every photo. Week 3 of our arrangement, Donovan made lasagna. Not from a box. Real lasagna with layers and fresh pasta and a sauce he'd simmered for hours. When did you learn to cook? I asked. I've been taking classes. Needed something to do besides the gym. It's good. Thanks. We ate in silence, but it was different than before. Less hostile. More comfortable. Can I ask you something? He said. Depends. Do you think there's any chance for us? Real us. Not this arrangement. No. Not even eventually? Donovan, you showed me exactly who you are. When it mattered most, you chose your mother. That's not something I can forget. People change. Some do. Most don't. I'm not living in her house anymore. I'm in therapy. I'm doing everything you asked. You're doing what you have to do to get your inheritance. Let's not pretend it's personal growth. He set down his fork. That's not fair. None of this is fair. But it's what we're doing. I miss you, he said quietly. The real you. The woman who used to laugh at my stupid jokes. Who'd stay up late talking about nothing. Who made me feel like I could be better than I was. That woman trusted you. You destroyed that trust. I know. Then stop asking for what you can't have. He cleared the dishes without another word. That night, I heard him crying through the wall between our rooms. Soft sounds he tried to muffle with his pillow. I turned up my TV volume and tried not to care. Month 2, Patricia called me. First time since the wedding. Thank you, she said. For what? The 6 months. The grace period. I found a condo. I'm moving next week. Good. Can I ask you something? You can ask. Are you making him happy? That's not my job. He's my son. I need to know he's okay. He's fine. He's an adult living his life, same as everyone else. He sounds sad when I talk to him. Maybe he's learning what consequences feel like. You're punishing him for my mistakes. I'm treating him exactly how he treated me, with emotional distance and contractual obligations. If that hurts, maybe he shouldn't have agreed to it. He agreed because he loves you. He agreed because he wants $6.8 million. Let's be honest about motivations here. She was quiet for a moment. I was wrong about you. I thought you were weak, some girl who'd gotten lucky with a good job. But you're not weak at all. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I know I said it at the wedding, but I mean it. I'm genuinely sorry. Apology noted. Will you ever forgive me? I don't know. Ask me in a few years. Fair enough. She hung up. I stared at my phone, wondering if that conversation had been real or another manipulation. With Patricia, you could never be sure. The inheritance cleared 6 weeks after the wedding. $6.8 million deposited into an account Donovan had set up with both our names. Per Randall's instructions, per Mr. Chen's requirements. Donovan stared at his phone, showing the bank balance. It's real. It's actually here. Yes. We're millionaires. You're a millionaire. I'm just married to you. Half of this is yours. That's what Randall wanted. I don't want your uncle's money. He specified both of us. He knew you'd take care of it properly. Take care of what? Of me. Of making sure I don't waste it. I laughed. Couldn't help it. Is that what I'm doing? Taking care of you? Isn't it? I'm fulfilling a contract, Donovan. Nothing more. Regina drew up the transfer papers, he said, ignoring my response. Half goes into your accounts. Your name only, completely separate from me. What? $3.4 million? That's your share. For helping with this. For dealing with my mother. For everything. That wasn't the deal. It's what Uncle Randall wanted. It's what I want. He showed me the paperwork. Regina's firm logo at the top. Transfer documents giving me full ownership of half the inheritance. Why would you do this? I asked. Because it's right. Because you earned it. Because maybe if I prove I'm serious about changing, you'll give me a real chance. Don't do this as a bribe. I'm not. I'm doing it because it's fair. You've been taking care of everything. The legal stuff, dealing with my mother, managing this whole situation. You deserve half. I deserve Patricia's house. That was the agreement. You got that too. This is separate. This is Uncle Randall taking care of both of us. I looked at the numbers. 3.4 million. More money than I'd make in 15 years at my current job. Financial independence. True freedom from ever needing anyone. Okay, I said. I'll sign. His face lit up. Really? Don't make it weird. This doesn't change anything between us. Right, of course not. But something had shifted. Some tiny crack in the wall I'd built. 2 weeks later, we got the call from Patricia's real estate agent. The house had appraised at $1.3 million higher than expected. The rental market analysis showed I could get $4,500 per month if I wanted to lease it instead of living there. What are you going to do with it? Donovan asked. Haven't decided. My mother loved that house. So maybe you could consider letting her rent it, long-term, instead of a stranger. She had 6 months. She moved out. To a one-bedroom condo that's a quarter the size. She's miserable. That's not my problem. Isn't it though? You got what you wanted. You proved your point. She apologized. She lost her home. How much more does she need to suffer? I'm not making her suffer. I'm just not going out of my way to make her comfortable. She's my mother. And she tried to rob me in a prenup. Forgive me if I'm not rushing to be her landlord. He didn't bring it up again, but I saw him on the phone with his mother more often. Heard him telling her it would be okay. That he'd figure something out. Month 4 of our arrangement, I came home to find him cooking again. Grilled salmon with roasted vegetables. A bottle of wine breathing on the counter. What's this? I asked. Dinner. I thought we could eat together. Actually eat together, not just for photos. Why? Because I'm tired of eating alone. Because you're here anyway. Because maybe we could try being friends. Friends? Roommates who like each other. Is that so impossible? I thought about refusing. About taking my plate to my room and maintaining the boundary I'd established. But I was tired. Tired of the anger. Tired of the walls. Tired of treating someone I lived with like an enemy. Fine, I said. But this doesn't mean anything. Wouldn't dream of it. We ate dinner. Talked about work. About the new coffee shop that opened down the street. About nothing important. It was almost normal. Almost nice. Thank you, I said when we finished. For what? For not pushing. For respecting the boundaries even when you hate them. I do hate them, but I understand them. Good. Can I ask you something? You always ask if you can ask. Just ask. Do you remember our first date? I did. Of course I did. Mini golf at that rundown course by the highway. He'd been terrible at it. Made me laugh so hard I couldn't breathe. Yes, I said. I knew that night. I knew you were special. I knew I'd found someone who saw me as more than Patricia's son, or the gym guy. You saw me. Past tense? Right, past tense. Why are you bringing this up? Because I want you to know I remember too. I remember who we were, who we could have been, and I know I destroyed that. I know I don't get to have it back, but I want you to know it mattered. You mattered. I stood up, started clearing dishes. Don't, I said. Don't what? Don't try to make this into something it isn't. Don't get sentimental. Don't forget why we're here. I haven't forgotten anything. Good. Keep it that way. I went to my room, closed the door, sat on my bed feeling something I'd been trying to avoid. The crack in the wall had widened. Month 5, Patricia's 6-month grace period was ending. She'd been calling Donovan more frequently, asking about the house, about whether there was any chance I'd reconsider. She's not asking you for charity, Donovan said over breakfast. She's asking to rent it. She'd pay market rate. She'd sign a lease. Everything by the book. No, why not? Because it's mine. I get to decide who lives there. And you've decided no family? I've decided I don't trust your mother. The second I give her any access to that house, she'll start acting like it's still hers. She'll start redecorating, making decisions, trying to reclaim what she lost. You don't know that. I know her. She hasn't changed. She's just scared right now. Scared of losing you. Once she feels secure again, she'll go right back to controlling everything. People can change. Can they? Have you changed, Donovan? I think so. Prove it. How? Stop advocating for your mother. Stop trying to fix things between us. Stop expecting me to forget what happened just because some time has passed. I'm not expecting you to forget. Then what are you expecting? I don't know. Maybe I'm just hoping you'll see I'm trying. That I'm not the same person who signed that prenup. Trying isn't the same as succeeding. What would success look like to you? I thought about it. Really thought about it. I don't know, I admitted. Maybe that's the problem. Regina called the next day. We need to talk about the house. What about it? You have 3 options. Sell it, rent it, or live in it. But you can't just let it sit empty. The HOA is filing complaints. The property value affects the whole neighborhood. Fine, I'll rent it. To who? I'll hire a property management company. They can find tenants. Your mother-in-law is offering top dollar, a 3-year lease, first and last month up front. She's a known quantity. Whose side are you on? Yours. Always yours. But I'm also a realist. She's offering $5,000 per month for a 3-year lease. That's $180,000 guaranteed. No vacancies, no risk, except the risk of her making my life miserable. That's what the lease is for. Clear boundaries, written rules, legal recourse if she violates terms. I hated that Regina made sense. I'll think about it. Think fast. The HOA fine increases every week. I didn't want to give Patricia what she wanted, but I also didn't want to be stupid. $180,000 over 3 years. More if I could negotiate up to $5,500 per month. Financial decisions shouldn't be emotional. Fine, I told Donovan that night. Your mother can rent the house, but I want $5,500 per month, 3-year lease. Any damage comes out of her security deposit. Any complaints to HOA, she's out immediately. And I want it all in writing. His face transformed, pure joy. Really? You mean it? Don't make me regret this. I won't. She won't. I promise. Stop promising things. Just make sure she understands the terms. He called his mother right then. I heard her crying through the phone, thanking him, thanking God. Not thanking me, I noticed. The lease signing was awkward. Patricia sat across from me at Regina's office, trying to look humble. Thank you, she said when we finished. I know you didn't have to do this. You're right, I didn't. I won't let you down. You'll pay rent on time. You'll maintain the property. You'll follow the rules. That's not about letting me down. That's about basic tenancy. Of course. And Patricia, this doesn't mean we're friends. This doesn't mean you're forgiven. This is business. Nothing more. I understand. But her eyes said she didn't understand at all. She thought this was an olive branch, a sign that I was softening. I wasn't. Month 6, something changed in Donovan. He came home from therapy looking different, lighter. What happened? I asked. I told Dr. Rivers about us, about the real situation, about how this isn't a real marriage. And she asked me why I was okay with that, why I was accepting crumbs when I wanted the whole meal. What did you say? That I didn't deserve the whole meal, that I'd screwed up too badly. And she disagreed? She said I was punishing myself, that I was letting you punish me, that we were both trapped in this cycle of revenge and resentment. Sounds like she doesn't understand the situation. Maybe. Or maybe she sees it more clearly than we do. I didn't like where this was going. What are you saying, Donovan? I'm saying this isn't working. This arrangement. This pretending. My chest tightened. The inheritance cleared. The house is rented. What's the problem? The problem is I can't do this anymore. I can't live with you and pretend I don't still love you. I can't share meals and watch TV together and act like my heart isn't breaking every time you treat me like a stranger. That was the deal. I know, and I agreed to it. But Dr. Rivers is right. I'm worth more than this. And so are you. Don't tell me what I'm worth. Someone should. Because you're punishing yourself too. You're so focused on making sure I pay for what I did that you're not letting yourself move on. I have moved on. I have millions of dollars. I have property. I have freedom. But you're not happy. So maybe that matters. Maybe being right and being happy aren't the same thing. I stood up. I'm not doing this. I'm not having some therapeutic breakthrough because your therapist thinks we should kiss and make up. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying maybe we should end this arrangement. Maybe we should get divorced. Let you actually move on instead of being stuck in this weird limbo. You want a divorce? I want you to be happy. If that means divorcing me and never seeing me again, then yes, I want that. It was the first selfless thing he'd said in our entire arrangement, and I hated him for it. Fine, I said. Let's do it. Let's end this. Okay. We stood there, both of us waiting for the other to move, to do something. Neither of us did. I'll call Regina tomorrow, I finally said. Start the paperwork. Sounds good. He went to his room. I went to mine. And for the first time since this arrangement started, I cried. Regina was confused when I called. You want to divorce him? Now? After everything we went through to make this happen? It's not working. What's not working? You got the house. You got half the inheritance. Patricia is paying rent. You won. I don't feel like I won. What do you feel like? I feel like I'm stuck. Like I've been so focused on making them pay that I forgot to actually live my life. Is Donovan pressuring you? No, he's the one who suggested it. He wants a divorce. He wants me to be happy. Regina was quiet for a moment. Do you still love him? That's not relevant. It's the only thing that's relevant. He betrayed me. He chose his mother over me. He signed a prenup that would have destroyed my financial security. Why would I still love him? Because love doesn't follow logic. Because people are complicated. Because maybe you've been so busy protecting yourself that you haven't noticed he actually did change. Don't take his side. I'm not taking sides. I'm asking you to be honest about what you actually want, not what you think you should want. I hung up without answering. That night, Donovan made dinner again. Pasta with homemade sauce, garlic bread, a salad with that dressing I liked. You don't have to keep cooking, I said. I like cooking. It helps me think. About what? About everything. About how we got here. About what happens next. We ate in silence for a while. Can I tell you something? He asked. What? Moving out of my mother's house was the best thing I ever did. Not because of the inheritance. Not because of you, but because I finally had to figure out who I was without her voice in my head. And who are you? I'm still figuring that out. But I'm not the guy who signed that prenup. I'm not the guy who let his mother control his life. That guy is gone. People don't change that fast. They do when they lose everything. When I lost you, I lost the person who made me want to be better. That woke me up. That's manipulation. It's truth. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm not asking for another chance. I'm just telling you what happened. You deserve to know the effect you had. Past tense again. Is it? Past tense? I looked at him, really looked at him. The gym trainer who'd proposed at Olive Garden while his mother filmed. The man who'd chosen his inheritance over our relationship. But also the man who'd given me half his uncle's money. Who'd been cooking dinner and respecting boundaries. Who'd suggested divorce because he wanted me to be happy. I don't know, I admitted. That's more honest than anything you've said in months. Don't push it. Wouldn't dream of it. But he smiled, and I caught myself smiling back. The crack had become a canyon. That night, I couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about Donovan's question. About whether past tense was accurate. About whether I'd been so committed to my revenge that I'd missed what was actually happening. He'd changed. Slowly, quietly. Without asking for credit or demanding recognition. He'd just changed. And I'd been too stubborn to notice. At 2 a.m., I got up, walked to his room, knocked softly. Come in. He was awake too, sitting up in bed with a book. Can't sleep? He asked. No, me neither. Can I ask you something? Anything. Why did you really suggest the divorce? He set down his book. Because I was tired of watching you torture yourself. Tired of being the instrument of your torture. I'm not torturing myself, aren't you? You have everything you wanted. money, property, justice, but you're miserable. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're trapped in this performance of being fine, of being strong and unforgiving and in control. But that's not who you really are. You don't know who I really am. I do, though. I remember. The woman who laughed at my terrible jokes, who stayed up late talking about our dreams, who believed people could be better than they were. That woman is still in there somewhere. That woman was naive. She trusted the wrong person. She trusted someone who wasn't ready. But maybe he is now. I sat on the edge of his bed. This is a bad idea. What is? Whatever this is. This conversation. This moment. Probably. We should stop. Probably. Neither of us moved. I'm scared. I whispered. Of what? Of getting hurt again. Of trusting you and having you choose her over me again. I won't. I promise. He stopped himself. I won't. I can't promise. But I can tell you that I've spent 6 months proving it. Not with words, with actions. And I'll spend the next 6 months doing the same. And the next 6 after that. However long it takes. That sounds exhausting. Loving someone usually is. Is that what this is? Love? I never stopped loving you. Not for a single day. That's the problem. Love isn't enough. Love didn't protect me from your mother. Love didn't stop you from signing that prenup. You're right. Love isn't enough. But love plus accountability is. Love plus change is. Love plus proving every single day that I'm worth trusting again is. I wanted to believe him. Wanted to let down the walls I'd built so carefully. But walls don't come down easily. Not when they've been reinforced with anger and hurt and betrayal. I need time, I said. Take all the time you need. I mean it. I'm not promising anything. I know. This might not work. I know that too. I stood up. Good night, Donovan. Good night. I was halfway to the door when I turned back. Thank you, I said. For what? For changing. Even if I never acknowledge it. Even if I never let it matter. Thank you for becoming someone worth trusting. You're welcome. I went back to my room, but something had shifted. The walls were still there, but they had a door now. Week 1 of whatever this new phase was. Donovan and I fell into a different rhythm, still sleeping in separate rooms, still maintaining most of our boundaries, but softer somehow, more gentle with each other. We started having coffee together in the morning, started watching TV together at night, started existing in the same space without the constant tension. This is weird, I said one evening. What is? This, us, getting along. Is it though? Or is it just what we should have been doing all along? Don't get philosophical. Too late. Therapy made me philosophical. How's that going, by the way? The therapy? Good. Hard. I'm realizing how much my mother's voice has been running my whole life. Every decision, every relationship. She's been there, narrating everything. And now? Now I'm learning to turn down the volume, to hear my own voice instead. What's your voice saying? That I'm proud of myself, that I'm doing the work, that I'm becoming someone I actually like. That's good. What about you? Are you in therapy? No. Maybe you should be. Why? Because you went through something traumatic. My mother tried to financially abuse you. I betrayed you. You've been carrying that alone. I'm fine. Are you though? I thought about it. About the anger I'd been carrying, the need for revenge, the walls I'd built so carefully. No, I admitted. I'm probably not fine. There's a therapist in Dr. Rivers' practice. She specializes in financial abuse and family trauma. I could get you her number. Are you trying to fix me? I'm trying to support you. There's a difference. Fine, give me the number. He texted it to me immediately. I called the next day. Doctor, Martinez had a voice that reminded me of warm honey, smooth and comforting but with substance underneath. Tell me what brings you in, she said in our first session. I told her everything. Patricia's prenup, the wedding that wasn't, the inheritance that brought us back together, the arrangement that had somehow become a marriage. And now? She asked. Where are you now? I don't know. I have everything I wanted, but I don't feel how I thought I'd feel. How did you think you'd feel? Satisfied, vindicated, like I'd won. And you don't feel that way? No, I feel empty, like I won the battle but lost something important in the process. What did you lose? Myself, the version of me who believed in love, who thought relationships could be safe, who didn't need revenge to feel powerful. Do you want that version back? I don't know if I can get her back. Why not? Because once you know someone can hurt you that badly, you can't unknow it. You can't go back to being naive. Who said anything about being naive? You can be wise and still be open. You can be cautious and still be loving. These aren't mutually exclusive. They feel mutually exclusive. That's the trauma talking. Trauma wants you to believe the world is dangerous, that people can't change, that protection is more important than connection. But that's not truth. That's fear. What if my fear is right though? What if I let him back in and he hurts me again? Then you'll survive it, just like you survived it before. But what if you don't let him in and you miss out on something beautiful because you were too scared to try? I didn't have an answer for that. Month 7, Patricia's first rent payment came through. Exactly on time. $5,500 deposited into my account. She sent a text with it. Thank you again for this opportunity. The house is being well maintained. I didn't respond, but Donovan noticed. She's trying. She's paying what she owes. That's not trying. That's basic responsibility. You're right. But she's also respecting boundaries. Not calling you. Not showing up unannounced. That's new for her. 1 month doesn't prove anything. No, but it's a start. I wasn't ready to give Patricia credit yet. Maybe I never would be. Some betrayals leave permanent scars. But I could acknowledge the rent payment, the maintained boundaries, the lack of manipulation. For now, that was enough. Week 2 of therapy, Dr. Martinez asked about my parents. What do they think about all this? They don't know most of it. Why not? Because they'd tell me to forgive him, to give him another chance, to be the bigger person. And you don't want to be the bigger person? I'm tired of being the bigger person. I'm tired of women having to forgive and forget while men get to make the same mistakes over and over. Is that what you think would happen? He'd make the same mistakes? I don't know. Maybe. Has he made any of the same mistakes since you've been living together? I thought about it. Really thought about it. No, I admitted. He hasn't. So maybe your anger isn't about who he is now. Maybe it's about who he was then. Isn't that valid? To To be angry about what happened? Absolutely. Anger is valid. But staying angry forever isn't healing. It's just carrying the wound around with you. So I should just forgive him, pretend it didn't happen. No, you should acknowledge what happened, feel your feelings about it, and then decide if those feelings are serving you or trapping you. What if they're doing both? Then you get to choose which one matters more. Month 8, something unexpected happened. Patricia called. Not Donovan. Me. I need your help, she said. With what? There's an issue with the house. The furnace is making a noise. The home warranty company won't return my calls. I know this is my responsibility as a tenant, but I don't know what to do. She sounded genuinely distressed, not manipulative, just overwhelmed. Have you called a furnace repair company? I asked. 3 of them. They're all booked until next week, and it's supposed to get cold this weekend. Let me make some calls. Really? I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it because that's my property, and I don't want the furnace to fail. Of course. Thank you. I called 6 companies. Finally found one that could come out that afternoon. Sent Patricia the information. She texted back. They came. Fixed it. $200 repair. I'll deduct it from next month's rent per the lease terms. Thank you for your help. Professional, appropriate, following the lease rules. When I told Donovan about it, he smiled. She's learning, or she's playing a long game. Can't you just acknowledge that she's trying? Why should I? Because holding on to anger is exhausting, because she's human, because people can change. You keep saying that. People can change. But change requires more than just altered behavior. It requires actual remorse, actual understanding of what you did wrong. Has she not shown that? A forced apology doesn't count. What would count then? I didn't have an answer. Week 3 of therapy. I finally said it out loud. The thing I'd been avoiding. I think I still love him. Dr. Martinez didn't look surprised. Tell me about that. I hate that I still love him. I've tried everything to stop, to turn it off, to move on. Love doesn't work that way. It should. He betrayed me. He chose his mother. He signed away my financial security. I should hate him. But you don't. But I don't. So what are you going to do about it? I don't know. Admitting I still love him feels like losing. Like all my anger and boundaries and conditions were pointless. Or maybe they weren't pointless. Maybe they were necessary. Maybe you needed to protect yourself while he did the work to become trustworthy. But now he has. And now you get to decide what comes next. What if I make the wrong decision? There is no wrong decision. There's only the decision that's true for you right now. If you need more time, take it. If you need to stay angry longer, do that. But if you're ready to try letting him back in, that's valid too. I'm scared. Of course you are. Love is terrifying, especially when you've been hurt before. How do I know if I'm ready? You don't. You just decide and see what happens. That night, I found Donovan in the kitchen. He was making soup, some complicated recipe with vegetables he'd chopped himself. Can we talk? I asked. Always. I've been thinking about us. About this arrangement. About what happens next. He set down his knife, gave me his full attention. I'm not ready to say we're a real couple, I said. But I'm also not ready to divorce you. Okay. I'm somewhere in between, in this weird middle space where I'm terrified of trusting you but also tired of pretending I don't care. I'll take middle space. You shouldn't though. You should want more than this. I want whatever you can give me. If that's middle space right now, then that's what we'll be. That's not fair to you. Let me decide what's fair to me. I moved closer, close enough to see the hope in his eyes, the fear, the love he'd never stopped showing even when I'd refused to acknowledge it. Can I try something? I asked. Anything. I kissed him, soft and tentative and terrified. Our first kiss since the wedding where I'd turned my He kissed me back, gentle, patient, like he had all the time in the world. When we pulled apart, I was crying. What's wrong? He asked. Nothing. Everything. I don't know. It's okay. We don't have to figure it out right now. I'm sorry. For what? For making you pay for your mother's sins. For being so angry that I couldn't see you changing. For almost throwing away something real because I was too scared to trust again. You don't have to apologize. You had every right to be angry, every right to protect yourself. But I also had the right to heal, to move forward. And I wasn't doing that. You're doing it now. Maybe. He kissed my forehead. The soup is almost ready. Want to have dinner? Yes. We ate soup, talked about nothing, laughed at stupid jokes, and for the first time in 8 months, it felt like coming home. Month 9, we moved into the master bedroom together. Not because the inheritance required it, not because of any contract or arrangement, but because we wanted to. Are you sure? Donovan asked as we unpacked his things. No, but I'm doing it anyway. That's my girl. I'm not your girl. Not yet. Fair enough. You're my middle space companion. That's better. We fell asleep holding hands. Nothing more. But it was everything. Dr. Martinez smiled when I told her. How does it feel? Terrifying, but also right. Those two things can coexist. Everything feels like it can coexist now. The anger and the love, the fear and the hope, the past and the future. That's growth. It's uncomfortable. Growth usually is. Month 10, Patricia sent an email. Not a text. A formal email. I know you said no contact except for house issues, but I want to say something. You were right about me. I was controlling. I was manipulative. I treated you like a threat instead of a person. I've been in therapy for 6 months now, working on why I did that. Why I couldn't let Donovan make his own choices. My therapist says I was trying to live through him, to control his life because I felt out of control of my own. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I want you to know I'm working on becoming someone who does. Thank you for giving me this chance to stay in the house. Thank you for not giving up on my son even when he gave you every reason to. You're stronger than I ever was. Patricia. I read it 3 times. Showed it to Donovan. What do you think? He asked. I think she's trying. Does that matter to you? I don't know yet. Ask me in a few months. Fair enough. But something softened in me. Some hard edge I'd been carrying. Maybe forgiveness wasn't about the person who hurt you. Maybe it was about letting yourself heal. Week 4 of month 10, we had our first real date since getting married. Donovan planned everything, refused to tell me where we were going. This feels excessive, I said as we drove. This feels necessary. He took me to the mini golf course where we'd had our first date. It was still run down, still slightly embarrassing. Perfect. You remembered, I said. I remember everything about us. Every date, every conversation, every moment I took for granted. We played terrible mini golf, laughed at impossible shots, kept score until we both lost track. I have something for you, he said when we finished. He pulled out a small box, not a ring box. Something different. Inside was a key. What's this for? I asked. For you. For us. I bought a house. A real house. Not my mother's place, not your condo. Ours. If you want it. You bought a house? I made an offer. It's not final yet. I wanted to ask you first, before signing anything, before making any decisions that affect both of us. Where is it? 20 minutes from here. 3 bedrooms, big kitchen, a yard for the dog we talked about getting. We never talked about getting a dog. We did. On our 3rd date. You said you wanted a golden retriever named something ridiculous. I said I wanted a golden retriever named Sir Fluffington. Exactly. Ridiculous. I laughed. Actually laughed. Show me the house. It was perfect. Not too big. Not too fancy. Just right for 2 people learning how to build a life together. What do you think? He asked. I think you should have waited to make an offer. But what do you think about the house? I think Sir Fluffington will love it. So that's a yes? That's a yes. He picked me up and spun me around. Like we were in some romantic movie. Like we were starting over. Maybe we were. Month 11. We closed on the house. Moved in together. Actually together this time. Patricia sent a housewarming gift. A set of kitchen knives with a note. For building your new life. With love and hope. Mom. She called herself Mom, I said. Is that okay? Donovan asked. I don't know. Maybe someday. We hung the note on the fridge, next to our grocery lists and silly magnets and photos of us being happy. Dr. Martinez asked about the future in our next session. What does happily ever after look like for you? I don't think there is a happily ever after, I said. I think there's just choosing each other every day, working through hard things, building trust slowly. That sounds healthy. It sounds exhausting. Growth usually is. You keep saying that. Because it keeps being true. Year 1 anniversary of our weird business arrangement marriage. Donovan made reservations at Olive Garden. You're kidding, I said when I realized where we were going. I'm not kidding. This is where it started, where I proposed with my mother filming, where everything went wrong. And you want to go back? I want to rewrite the memory, make new ones. The hostess seated us at a different table. Thank God. I have something for you, Donovan said. He pulled out another small box. This time it was a ring box. Don't panic, he said quickly. This isn't what you think. What is it then? He opened it. Inside was my original engagement ring, the one I'd returned when I called off the wedding. I kept it, he said. I couldn't return it, couldn't sell it, couldn't get rid of it. It felt like giving up on us completely. Why are you showing me this now? Because I want to do this right. I want to propose again. Actually propose. Not with my mother there. Not with cameras. Just us. Donovan, I know we're already married. I know we have the house and the life and everything, but I want you to have this moment. The one my mother stole from us. He got down on one knee. Right there in Olive Garden. Again. Will you marry me? He asked. Not for an inheritance. Not because of a business arrangement. Not because of contracts or revenge or any of that. Just because I love you. Because you're the best thing that ever happened to me. Because I want to spend my life proving I'm worthy of your trust. I was crying. Of course I was crying. Yes, I said. Yes, I'll marry you. He slid the ring on my finger, kissed me. The other diners applauded. His mother wasn't there to film it, but somehow that made it perfect. We planned a second wedding. Small this time. Actually small. Just 20 people we loved. Regina was my maid of honor. I can't believe we're doing this again, she said. Neither can I. Are you happy? Yes. Terrified and confused and probably making a mistake. But yes, happy. That's all that matters. Patricia asked if she could come. I understand if you say no, but I'd like to be there. To support you both. I thought about it for 3 days. Yes, I finally said. But you sit in the back, and you don't make a speech, and you don't try to control anything. I understand. Thank you. The wedding was on a Saturday. Outside in a garden. No Olive Garden this time. Donovan cried when he saw me. You're beautiful. You're sappy. I'm in love. Same thing. We wrote our own vows this time. Real ones. I promise to choose you, Donovan said. Every single day. Even when it's hard. Even when my mother has opinions. Even when I'm scared or confused or messing up. I promise to be worthy of your trust. To prove it with actions, not words. To be the partner you deserve. My turn. I promise to let you choose me. To believe you when you say you've changed. To forgive you even when it's hard. To build a life with you instead of a fortress against you. I promise to try. Every day. Even when I'm scared. We kissed. Again. For real this time. Patricia watched from the back row, crying quietly. After the ceremony, she approached carefully. May I say something? Go ahead. Thank you for giving him a second chance. Thank you for giving me one too. I don't deserve it, but I'm grateful. You're welcome. And I'm sorry. I know I said it before, but I mean it. I'm truly sorry for everything. I looked at this woman who'd tried to destroy me, who'd called me a gold digger, who'd weaponized her son's love. She looked smaller now, older, humbler. I forgive you, I said. I meant it. Patricia hugged me, brief but real, then stepped back. I should go. Let you enjoy your day. You can stay, if you want. Really? Really? But if you try to reorganize the appetizer table, I'm kicking you out. She laughed. Actually laughed. Deal. The reception was small. Dancing, cake, toasts from people who actually knew us. Regina's toast. To second chances, to revenge gone right, to love being stronger than contracts. Everyone laughed. Everyone knew the story by now. Donovan and I danced. Badly. Neither of us had rhythm. This is perfect, he said. This is messy. Same thing. Are you stealing my lines now? I'm learning from the best. We danced until our feet hurt, ate too much cake, took photos with everyone we loved, and when it was over, we went home, to our house, our real house. Sir Fluffington was waiting. Yes, we actually got a golden retriever and named him that, because life is short and we were done taking ourselves too seriously. So, Donovan said as we collapsed on the couch, how does it feel to be married? Again? Different this time. Better different? Yes, better different. I love you. I know. That's it? I love you, and you say I know? What do you want me to say? I don't know. Maybe that you love me too? I pretended to think about it. Fine. I love you too. Was that so hard? Excruciating. He kissed me. Sir Fluffington jumped on us, tail wagging, destroying the moment. This is our life now, I said. Big house, ridiculous dog, mother-in-law who pays rent on time. Don't forget the millions of dollars. Right, the millions of dollars we got from pretending to be married. Joke's on everyone. We were actually falling in love the whole time. Joke's on us. We went through all that drama for something we could have had from the beginning. Worth it though. Worth it. Epilogue. 1 year later. Patricia's lease was ending. She called to ask about renewing. I'd like to stay, she said. If that's acceptable. I have a different proposal, I said. Okay? The house is yours. No more rent. No more lease. I'm signing it back over to you. Silence. What? Why? Because it was always your home. Because you've respected every boundary. Because I don't need it anymore. I have my own home now. I can't accept that. You can, and you will. Consider it a wedding gift. From our second wedding. She cried. Of course she cried. Thank you, she managed. Thank you for everything. You're welcome. Can I ask you something? Sure. Why did you really do this? The whole arrangement. The revenge. Making me suffer. Because I needed you to understand what you tried to do to me. How it felt to be attacked by someone who was supposed to be family. And do I understand? I think so, yes. I'm sorry. For all of it. I know. That's why you're getting your house back. We hung up. Donovan found me on the back porch. Did you really give her the house? Yes. Why? Because I don't need it anymore. Because holding on to anger was exhausting. Because revenge is satisfying but forgiveness is freeing. You've gotten philosophical. Therapy will do that to you. I'm proud of you. For what? For being brave enough to let it go. I'm not sure it's brave. Maybe it's just being tired of carrying the weight. Either way, I'm proud. Sir Fluffington bounded over, dropped a tennis ball at our feet. He wants to play, Donovan said. He always wants to play. Should we? We should. We played fetch until the sun went down, until Sir Fluffington was exhausted, until we were laughing and sweaty and happy. This is nice, I said. This is everything. Don't get sappy on me. Too late. I'm terminally sappy now. Therapy also did that to you. Probably. We went inside, made dinner together, fought over whether pineapple belongs on pizza. It doesn't, by the way. Donovan is wrong about this. But I love him anyway. That's how you know it's real. When you can disagree about pizza and still choose each other. When revenge turns into forgiveness. When hurt turns into healing. When a business arrangement turns into actually forever. Patricia calls sometimes, usually to tell me about some home improvement project. Sometimes just to chat. We're not best friends. We'll never be best friends. But we're something. Family, maybe. The complicated kind you choose instead of the kind you're born into. Donovan still goes to therapy. I do too. We go together sometimes. Dr. Martinez says we're her favorite success story. You two did the work. Actually did it. Most people just talk about changing. We didn't have a choice, I tell her. Everyone has a choice. You chose to try. That matters. The inheritance money sits in accounts we barely touch. We're saving most of it. Some for the future, some for the golden retriever sanctuary we're planning to open in Randall's name, because he gave us this second chance. This weird, complicated, perfect second chance. And we're not going to waste it. Every morning, Donovan makes coffee. I make breakfast. Sir Fluffington begs for scraps. Every evening we walk around the neighborhood, talk about our days, plan our tomorrows. Every night we fall asleep holding hands, grateful for second chances, for mistakes that teach us, for love that survives even when it shouldn't. Patricia was wrong about one thing. I'm not a gold digger, but I did dig deep. Into my anger, into my fear, into my capacity for forgiveness. And I found something better than gold. I found myself again, the version who believes in love even after betrayal, who trusts even after being hurt, who chooses hope even when fear feels safer. That's worth more than any inheritance, any prenup, any revenge scheme. That's worth everything. 2 years after that first proposal at Olive Garden, we're hosting Thanksgiving. Patricia is bringing pie. Regina is bringing wine. Sir Fluffington is bringing chaos. Are you ready for this? Donovan asks as we set the table. Ready for your mother to critique my turkey? She won't. She definitely will. Okay, she might, but gently. That's progress, I guess. The doorbell rings. Patricia arrives with 3 pies and a smile. I brought options, she says. I wasn't sure what everyone likes. This is great, thank you. She hugs me. Real hug. Not awkward anymore. Can I help with anything? You can keep Sir Fluffington from stealing appetizers. I'm on it. We eat too much food, laugh at bad jokes, take photos that will go on our walls, and somewhere between the turkey and the pie, I realize something. This is it. This is the happily ever after I didn't think existed. Not perfect, not without complications, but real, messy and beautiful and ours. Patricia catches me smiling. What are you thinking about? Just that I'm grateful for all of it, even the hard parts. The hard parts especially, she says. Those are what taught us. When did you get wise? Therapy and losing everything. That'll make you wise real quick. We laugh. Donovan wraps his arm around me. Speech time. Everyone say what they're grateful for. Regina goes first. I'm grateful for clients who make my job interesting, and for revenge schemes that somehow turn into love stories. Patricia goes next. I'm grateful for second chances. For daughters-in-law who are strong enough to put me in my place. For learning that control isn't love. My turn. I'm grateful for the courage to demand what I deserved. For learning that forgiveness isn't weakness. For finding my way back to love after almost losing it forever. Donovan goes last. I'm grateful for Uncle Randall's wisdom, for a woman who loved me enough to hold me accountable, for learning that real love requires real change. Sir Fluffington barks. We all laugh. I think he's grateful for table scraps, Patricia says. Aren't we all? Regina adds. The evening winds down. Dishes get washed. Leftovers get packed. Hugs get exchanged. Patricia leaves last, stops at the door. Thank you, she says, for letting me be part of this, part of your family. You were always part of it, I say. We just had to figure out how. I love you both. We love you too. She drives away. Donovan and I stand in the doorway watching her go. Did we just tell my mother we love her? He asks. I think we did. Character growth. So much character growth. We close the door, clean the kitchen, collapse on the couch with Sir Fluffington between us. Best Thanksgiving ever, Donovan says. You say that every year, because it's true every year. Each one gets better. That's sappy. I'm a sappy man now. You knew this when you married me. Twice. I did know that. Both times. He kisses my forehead. Love you. Love you too. Sir Fluffington sighs contentedly, like he knows we're home. Actually home. And we are. Not in a house, not in a city, but in each other. In this messy, complicated, beautiful life we built from the ruins of what almost was, Patricia tried to destroy us with her prenup. Instead, she gave us the chance to destroy our own illusions, to rebuild something real. Donovan chose his mother over me, then chose himself, then chose us. I chose revenge, then chose healing, then chose love, and somehow, impossibly, it all worked out. Not the way anyone planned, not the way anyone expected, but perfectly imperfect in all the right ways. The inheritance sits in the bank. The house sits across town with Patricia in it. The prenup sits in a file somewhere, irrelevant now. What matters is this moment, this life, this choice to keep choosing each other even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because that's what love is. Not a business arrangement, not a revenge scheme, not a fairy tale ending, just two people deciding, every single day, that together is better than apart, that forgiveness is stronger than anger, that second chances are worth the risk, even if it started with a proposal at Olive Garden filmed by an overbearing mother, even if it survived a weaponized prenup and a conditional inheritance and 6 months of carefully maintained emotional distance, even if it required therapy and tears and a ridiculous dog named Sir Fluffington, especially because of all that. The story could have ended with me walking away, with Patricia broken and Donovan alone and the inheritance going to an animal shelter. That would have been satisfying, dramatic, clean. But life isn't clean. Love isn't simple. And sometimes the messiest endings are actually just new beginning. So this is my new beginning. Our new beginning, built on the ashes of what almost destroyed us. Stronger for the breaking, more real for the rebuilding. Patricia called me a gold digger. She was right in a way. I dug for gold, just not the kind she meant. I dug through the anger and pain and found something precious underneath. Love that survives when it shouldn't. Trust rebuilt from ruins. Family chosen instead of forced. That's worth more than $6.8 million. Worth more than houses and prenups and perfectly planned revenge. That's worth everything. And that's how a prenup that left his son with nothing ended up giving us everything that matters. Not money, not property, not victory, just this. Just us. Just now. Just love finally.